You know, I was on FaceTime with one of my homies a couple weeks ago, and I just said that I'm fed up. I'm tired of being bored at this guy's house, sleeping on his couch, staring at a wall, and working on a dead-end job, knowing I got some really bad mental illness going on. Then he bought up a whole gaming PC that he said he stopped using a minute ago and was willing to sell me that shit for the low since I was the homie, and on top of that, dude owed me like 150. Literally, December 17th was the day after I got the PC and set the whole thing up. I have made at least 10 videos since then, almost, and I don't really plan on stopping as long as I'm stuck on this couch here working my ass off with never much better to do, just up until I can get my own place or have a roommate again out of town. This is Pana is Dead rebranding himself as No Child and making my first real comeback to my YouTube channel since like 2017 or 2018. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I really can't make up for my absence for all this time, but the least I can do is keep y'all updated and continue to make content for those who just so happen to still be watching. Man, it really has been 7 months since I've talked on here. It reminds me of when I spent 7 months without a computer and could only post one video through using a school computer in class late 2019. But as usual, there's an excessive amount of shit that happens when I spend months at a time not uploading anything. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the year 2023 that has arrived, catching up and comparing to last year, my legal situation again, and the fact that I actually have a bunch of videos pre-recorded for once. I figured it would be the best for keeping in touch here before what's going to happen in the future. Before we get into this video, please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you're new to my content, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to have a preference of whether you want all the share notifications. Share this video to anybody that's still processed in 2020, and let's play 2023. So, like I said, I only have just under 10 videos pre-recorded and scheduled for uploading within the next few weeks. I'm still under the process of making a bunch of videos to make an actual comeback to my YouTube channel. I spent too many years coming back just to leave again. The craziest part about my absence is that it literally took me only a couple of weeks to write all the scripts, record, edit, and render all the videos I got so far, which literally wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for one of my homies selling me a PC. And making one video can literally take hours so easily, and that's just throwing edited audio on non-copyrighted gameplay footage. Imagine the people who make animations or have to edit any actual video footage for a living. I bet they get some good money out of it too. I got a couple of rants coming up though, because I feel like I have to keep it real for everyone and not let more shit slide. I feel like some people have done me so wrong, bro. These rants I'm going to post on here are going to make the Right You and Likeable Gaming rants look like fucking satire. All they really did was be toxic on Discord and Skype conversations. It's not that they had me framed with my legal situation or had anything to do with my life outside the internet, but man, time really has flown by. I mean, I recorded these rants 6 or 7 years ago. I was 14. I'm almost 21 now. I got like only 4 months until my birthday. I also bought a new phone because not only have I had my old phone for 2 years now and it's damaged, I've been wanting to vlog again since 2020 when I hung out with one of my homies downtown skateboarding and biking. He locked up for a few years now and is basically non-existent in my life like half of these motherfuckers. But since I got a whole gaming PC, I can literally expand on my content now and my shit won't be low quality like the good old days, you feel me? I might even finally record my own gameplay this year since I can even get into gaming now. Once I have a certain plan over with, it's all good from there. I'll explain everything throughout this video. It has now been about a couple years since I set lean. Sometimes I'll be thinking about doing it again, but that's really just the depression talking. I could not afford to keep up with the addiction. And to be honest, you could have given me a bad day while I was on the shit, and I might have just overdosed on purpose the same night. I'm glad I'm not in that junkie headspace no more. It also would have been almost a couple of years since I lived with my mom and stepdad now, but that was cut short just 6 months ago after I ended up homeless again for the first time in like a year and a half on 3 separate occasions. When I first got kicked out over a curfew by my stepmom and ended up coming back to my mom's after a month. I'm probably going to make a separate video describing the story that led up to my homelessness and the journey during said due to how long the story is. But what y'all need to know for now is that last year I pretty much got offered to live with my stepmom and dad just for them to kick me out back in the cities and be homeless in and out of other people's houses, and I'm still doing that to this very fucking day because people don't want to help me when it's not convenient for them. People want to betray the trust and point a finger at you every day like everybody around you is a narc. And best believe I got a whole 15-minute rant coming out about not only narcissists in general, but I might just expose some more people on this channel. I'm not trying to be unfair. I'm not trying to use this as collateral. I'm not trying to have nobody witch hunt anyone, but I feel like y'all need to know certain shit about people because I promise you, there's somebody out there waiting for you to fuck up and take your spot. They could care less if you died. It could be a cop, some lowlife, your mom, anybody, and that's all I'm trying to say. You can't trust everyone knowing that not everyone can be trusted. Don't find out the hard way. Anyways, I got off topic a bit. I've been homeless living off of one of my homies' couch for the past couple months. I think they're cool with letting me staying for the winter, considering they didn't want me to sleep outside in the cold anyways. I just bought a gaming PC set up from one of my homies for only like $500 too, so I actually have something to do at home besides sit on my phone or stare at a wall, literally. Right now, I'm trying to save up $10,000. I've been working at Burger King for the past 5 months, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty laid-back job for fast food, and I'm getting paid more than I thought I was. However, working at fast food these days isn't really meant for long-term reliance when it comes to money unless you become a full-time manager, and even then, I don't find fast food that great of a career. You have to be at least in manual labor unless you got a career supported by a high school degree or GED or something to make enough money to live in a one-bedroom apartment that isn't in the middle of nowhere. I feel like $10,000 would be enough to help me out in this situation I'm in because, believe it or not, I have a warrant out for my arrest. I was homeless without access to a phone, and they figured they could just violate me at the most inconvenient time ever. I didn't even find out about the warrant until recently, and now I'm too worried to turn myself into jail because they might just throw me out on the street in the freezing cold with nowhere to go after rotting in jail for a few months over something that was out of my control from the start. Or better yet, I already heard from people that the police might not even let me out. They could keep me locked up for the remainder of my case simply due to the fact that I'm homeless with nowhere to go. And if they're already willing to reinstate my probation, it would be at least another fucking year until they off my ass. It blows my mind that there's so much police brutality, law corruption, and even people on the streets being betrayed and left for dead by police, friends, family, their own birth mothers. And there's still people telling me to turn myself in just to get thrown out without even having enough money to stay back out. Literally, the whole reason I'm saving up to $10,000 is because I want to account for not being homeless, having a car, and being able to handle my legal situation, because I know I'm going to have to pay at least another $500 in court fees, and that's if I don't want to take my violation to trial. I am planning on finding a higher paying job next month though. I figured at this point working at Burger King isn't going to get me all the money when I want it. I really got my fingers crossed for all this to happen. I like to make room for mistakes, but when the walls close in on you and your life gets put on the line for the length and extent of it, it's hard not to put survival tactic, avoid police, trust nobody, hold grudges, $10,000 over friends, family, and food way more often than not. I can't even lie. I'm hoping to get an apartment out of town. I don't plan on relying on a roommate. If I could have one, it would be pretty helpful. I'd be less likely to get deeper into drugs since my mental health is just beyond fucked. And obviously, I'd have assistance on the bills. I have a few friends who are also either homeless or facing it at the moment. I'm lucky enough to even be staying here at one of my homies' couches for almost 2 months now. But honestly, if I do end up roommating again, the only thing I want different from roommating in 2021 is being filled in on scope. You know, I don't want to be left alone to struggle at home knowing he got a security deposit behind my fucking back. My last roommate pulled that shit on me after I lost my car and my job, and I ended up not affording the last month's of rent when I had nowhere else to live. The landlord took his security deposit along with my roommate and his girlfriend paying off a bunch of extra fees, like $150 for a knee into a cardboard door. It wasn't even a hole. It's funny because even after I went back to the cities and lost another car along with all of my clothes and was homeless for another month, they still wanted $1,200 from me. So yeah, next time, if anything, I'm under control of all the shit, and I'm going to be the person doing all the filling in, you feel me? Unless I ended up moving in with someone else into a house. Even then, I'd be on ass with the whole situation just based on how fast shit has gone bad for me in the past. I cannot afford to be homeless outside here in Minnesota, especially during one of the coldest winters we're supposed to have here this year in decades. A few months ago, one of my neighborhood friends gave me a GED book to help me work towards getting my GED. For those who don't know, I did not graduate high school. I got kicked out way too fucking much in my childhood. Couldn't focus for shit. I may have lied to certain people just based on me being impulsive and wanting the best out of situations, I guess. I started working towards my GED around this time last year, but was never really making much progress. I mean, I already went through a lot in 2022, but she got the booklet for me. I got like 15 pages in the notebook and stopped working on it for the past 2 months because obviously I've been homeless with deteriorating mental health. She even offered to pay for all the tests, which is right. I really want to like capitalize on getting the GED, but it ain't a surprise why she would offer to pay for it. This girl spent close to $1,000 in support for me. She's bought me food, clothes, and has given me cash with no paybacks on multiple occasions. She's rescued me when I was stranded out of town and homeless, and she offers to buy me shit for entertainment. Shoot, you can even throw in the fact that this girl spent days if not weeks worth of hours on the phone with me at night talking about the realest shit life can be. And I know she paid for her own shit. I'm not going to say I have a crush because I don't. The last thing I need right now is to be worrying about somebody like that and have that much affection for for anybody, knowing I have my own life-threatening issues, and literally anyone can walk right out of my life at any time just based on that. To be honest, I've already had people tell me that she's relationship material for me, and I can't even say they wrong. Like, she encourages me to go about my day and look up to God himself. If she's not trying to at least make me a better person, I don't know what the fuck she doing. She doing way too much if she want things to stay the way they are. I don't usually come up with resolutions for New Year's, but for the sake of coming back again after a while, I'm going to say that my resolution is to stay focused on my mental health. I do want to focus on my money and living situation too, so it doesn't eat me in the end, but to be honest, I need to be cool and live healthier. This lifestyle I got going on, I can't see myself living past 35, let alone be healthy enough for it. I've basically been in the homeless lifestyle for over 5 years now. Most of it consists of energy drinks, leftover, and fresh fast food and shit like that. So yeah, I hope this 10 grand can get me back on my feet with an apartment and a car to have some when I get out of jail, whether it's cash or having a place first, and to stay out of jail and not become a fucking statistic for good. Hopefully with this new iPhone 11, I can finally get back to vlogging this summer too though. I'll be 21 as well, so it'll be cool with some age restricted stuff. Y'all know I can record in 4K now. There's one more topic I'd like to cover before I bring out the outro. I want to give a little shout out to whoever this person might be. About 3 months ago, my job hired this new guy who was currently homeless at the time. He seemed pretty chill, and it was obvious to me that this guy does in fact smoke weed. He was a hippie. Anyways, we ended up having conversations periodically throughout the day, and at one point I brought up the fact that I had a YouTube channel, and at the time it had already been like 4 months since I've talked on the channel and a couple months since I've uploaded anything. That little clip of motherfuckers getting pulled over in the state. But he then decides to mention a laptop that he no longer uses, and he was willing to give it to me for free just to pursue YouTube again. Our manager was cool enough to let me and him go out to his car in the parking lot across the street to go get the laptop from his car towards the end of our shift. During that process, the dude accidentally locked the keys in his car. He went back to the manager asking to take care of the situation at hand, and next thing you know, he disappeared before his shift was over and he was never to be seen again. The laptop the guy had gave me had a dead battery, and he gave me the wrong charger, so I ended up letting one of my friends hold on to it. I was going to have her fix it, but I got too impatient to stare at a wall and my phone any longer. This computer I'm using now was offered to me over 2 months after I gave the laptop away. Well, that's going to conclude everything in this video. Like I said, I got a bunch of videos that's already pre-recorded, and I'm still willing to make a bunch more videos just in case if I end up disappearing again, since I already know it's going to happen again. I really appreciate your time watching this video. It does feel good to be able to record again. I do this YouTube shit to cope with life and its difficulties. I could really care less if I made $1 off a year. It just has to be for somewhere, you know. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. Feel free to like this video if you do, subscribe if you're new to my content, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. Share this video to anybody that's looking forward to a better year, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, sauce.